Hello folks, just another very easy project for you. I'll just have my daily stretch, get my hat on, and let's get to it. I'm not going to sort of waffle on to you all, I'm just going to get into it. I'll just go to my little wood stash here. This is wood I've had in for absolutely ages. It was for various projects. I won't call it scrap because it's all new, but it's all like bowed, buckled, cups, that kind of stuff. And it needs using up. I don't like wasting nothing. So here we go, everything's about measuring and cutting. Now, if you have a look at the end of these boards here, they are cut. So what you've got to do with these, you've got to make sure you're extremely accurate with how you go about this. What I'm making here needs to be perfect because you'll see at the end what I'm making. You'll get it before the end of actually what I'm making. So I won't waffle on, I'll just let you see this. Now, hang on, move it up. Move it up, make sure everything's stable. Can't stress it enough, make sure everything is square and accurate. These boards are all over the place, so the more you can get these straight, the better. I love my chop saw. I've had this saw for years, about 7 years. I've actually rebuilt it myself, learned how to rebuild them. So going through there, make sure that blade stops before you release. And that's the first part cut. Here we go again, I've got some 4x2s like construction, timber, lumber, what you call in the state. Who likes me? Little cut list there, handwritten, old school way of doing things. People have got these CAD designs and all that kind of stuff now, where me, I just write everything down with a bit of pen and paper. Just made a little speed square there, the most used tool in the workshop. Love that tool, absolutely love it. So with this sword, I can go through two lengths of this at once, so don't be shouting at me. It's quite safe to do this, just like I say. Line everything up, and where my hand is there, that's behind the line, so make sure you do that. If you can never make that cut, don't do it. You go and use an handsaw or something like that, or if you're not confident doing it, please don't. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. You know, you can get life-changing injuries here. So we're going again, we're just measuring up. I'm going off that pattern there. Now, people have said to me about when I'm doing my videos to cut the music off, which I've done in this one, so I'm doing a bit of a voiceover. So let me know in the comments what you think. I'm listening, these videos I'm making, they're for the benefit of everybody. I enjoy doing them, but if anybody can get any sort of hints and tips out of these, it's, you know, it's a good thing really. So let me know in the comments what you actually think, what I should be doing, how I should be improving my videos, and if you can, please subscribe, show your support. I know a lot of people do things in different ways to support the, you know, makers and stuff, but whatever you can do, even if it's a comment, that's great. There, everything is cut down to size, so you can see here, that's my waist. From all that, that is my waist, what I've got, so I'm extremely happy with that. But you can't see it in these videos. The wood is bowed. Right, now for a bit of sanding. Now, this is a new tool I got. I have trouble with sanders, Max XT. I'll just show it you, 5.0, 150mm travel on it. It's a really good bit of kit. I'm really impressed with this. It is a really good. Go and look at all the reviews on YouTube of these. It was hit and miss, but then I think they did something in the factory, and, you know, they've made them really good. But all I'm doing here is I'm going over everything with 180 grit, making sure it's like nice and smooth for the next part of the process. So that's that bit really, and I'll just let you watch this bit. It's effortless, this sander, it really is effortless. This took me, would normally take me ages to sand, but this just helps me breeze right through. I'm just going to show you a little bit here. There's a little bit of an eye spot on there, but I'm just going to show you how easy this is. feels odd in the hand. It's like really light, and you don't expect it to sort of like perform the way it does. It's just exceptional, in my opinion. I'm just an humble woodworker. I can't go out and afford like Festool this and Merca that. So this is like a compromise for me, but a good compromise. So if you're like a woodworker that works out your shed garage, have a look at him. Now here's Shelley, my missus, my other half. She's using a spirit-based stain on this, and now she's dabbing it into the end grains. A little goes a long way with this. This is a Morello stain, and it's spirit-based, like I said. And the finish, what I want on this, does it perfectly. We use a combination of stains in our warehouse. We use the spirit-based stain and a water-based stain. So this is a spirit-based stain, and just look at that coverage you get with that. It's a bit smelly. You could, wear some breathing protection with it if you want to. We've got a ventilated warehouse. The doors are always open, but Shelley doesn't like the smell of it. Out here, just leaving it to dry. It dries within 10 minutes, this stain. So just leave it out there to dry. Give it a good sort of hour out there. And this is the first part. Now, just look at that finish. I love it. This is what I want. This is, you could go over this with 3 or 4 coats and get it darker. My Joros, invaluable piece of kit. It's one of the most used things in my warehouse, apart from my Speed Square. I don't know why I bought it, but it just comes in really, really useful. Now here's me. I've made a massive mistake. I've a huge boo-boo, really. And I've just sussed it out now. And it's like, what do I do? I'm kicking myself. So I'll go and cut the plugs out I want. Here I'm using my little Bosch pillar drill, another good piece of kit. I've just recently upgraded from a less powerful machine. This one's got lights and lasers and all the bells and whistles. And for me, it's perfect. And there's loads of power. I think it's 710 watt. This is scrap wood. I always use my scrap wood, so these are for the plugs for what I'm planning, when I'm putting the thing together. Just use a dot punch to get them out. If you just punch in, it seems just to kick them out from the bottom, which is really handy, really. So, this is the legs. I'm putting the legs together now, and what I should have done is I should have put these together before I put the first coat of stain on. That was my mistake. So I had to go back, and you'll see shortly, after I've put these together, I'm going to have to get Shelley to go back over them, because it's just the finish I require needs to be like a rustic chic finish, farmhousey type, but I don't want it to look really rough. Here's my yardstick, old school yardstick. In this sort of build here, I'm using inches. I use a combination of inches or millimetres. In the UK here where I am, we tend to sort of use both. I know there's big discussions over inches and millimetres, and you could sit there arguing with each other all day, but it's not worth it really, is it? Here I'm using inches. Sometimes I use millimetres on some of the projects I do, but this stick here, I don't know how old it is, but I've had it forever, and there's no way I'd get rid of it. It's another piece that I use all the time. All the time I use in the warehouse. Add a dab of glue, as the Viking woodworker would say. Go and watch him on YouTube. He's brilliant. I love him. Add a dab of glue. Add a dab of glue. So drilling in the pilot holes here. Now, me drill pilot hole bits are all destroyed. I'm waiting for some more to come, so I've had to improvise here a bit, like you do, all woodworkers do. So I've had to go back in and drill down over the hole. so I can insert the plugs. Just put these together now with some gold screws. Make sure everything's lined up. This will move a bit, so just keep watching how you put this together. The glue will make it move. So just put your screw in, check it again like I'm doing here. And then drive that second screw in, and that should be sort of good enough. And then you can come to the end and put the final screw in into this leg. Little tip here, just roll your plug round the sides, at the side of the glue like that. You're not getting too much on there. If you're wondering what glue I'm using, it's Titebond 2. Quick tap on the old mallet, and that's that one done. Obviously I need to come back and, here we go. Japanese saw there's something really therapeutic about this. Just get the excess off there. Don't worry about my finger there either. I'm doing that in a controlled way. That's just to keep that down, just to keep that pressure on that blade from the back, which gives you a lot more control. Just try it, just take your time, nice and easy with it, and you'll be fine. Give it a wipe. So now with these legs, done all four, and I've just got to sand them back now, because because of my mistake what I made, I've got to sort of go back over myself. This has got to be right, it's got to look proper. I've switched to my Aruba sander here. It's sort of like been through the walls, this thing, so anything sort of to do with messy jobs like this, real bad jobs, I just use that. It's, you know, it's not my favourite sander in the world, but I take it, got to get used to this sander, but it does the job, and this is what you can do. You don't need mega expensive tools, you've got to get the job done. Here's Shelley now going back over my mistakes, what I've had to do. She's not happy with me at all here. There you go. There you go. She wants to throttle me one. Right, so constructing the thing now. Just making sure everything is super level. You can't see from this video, but these boards are all, these 4x2s are wonky beyond belief. Just take your time. Just always looking to see if them boards are moving. That's what I'm doing here, as well as, you know, putting it together. Measure, measure, keep measuring. Measure, measure, just don't stop measuring. Always measuring, checking your measurements. again, you've just got to be at it with the measurements, especially when the boards are wonky. So here we go, frame up, the frame's up. I've managed somehow to get this up and looking right, and actually I managed to pull some of the boards round the way I've screwed it together, or screwed it in. But it's starting to look good for what I want to use it for. Right, here's another mistake. I cut these two big. So again, when I'm telling you about, I only had a little bit of scrap earlier. Well, I've ended up with quite a bit of scrap here, but I will use the offcuts of these now when I cut them down to make some smaller bits and pieces that I'll sell on social media. So I can stack these up. The size of my saw, I can stack these up like this and make this cut, make it super accurate again. Now these are 6x1s, which were quite straight, to be perfectly honest with you. So you get the drift here now. What I'm doing. So again, I'm going over them. I'll just go over them with a router, just soften them edges, round the edges over. Take it nice and easy with your router. Keep them fingers away from that cutter. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. Brilliant, these little palm routers. I love them. That's that. Now again, this is the top, and I am just going, I've screwed it all together, the top. Like these long boards, these long 6x1s were all over the place. So give it a whack with a mallet. These are screwed, and then I'm obviously putting plugs in over the top. This project fought me all the way because of the, the cupping and stuff like that. Stuff that you don't really see in this video. I'm rounding over them edges again, just making it nice and neat. And here's Shelley. Off camera, she was shouting at me because obviously I've had to sand the top back down, get them boards level. I had to do a little bit of planing, just a little bit in the middle there. I've lost the footage of that. But here we go again. I'm just pinning these bottom boards down now, making sure everything is nice and straight, level, accurate. So this product here, Olinatura, it's a German hard wax oil. No nasties in it. It's really good product. I would recommend this over a lot of products out there. It leaves a fantastic finish on your work. It is really good. Now we always apply 2 coats of this. We're just going to show you a bit of this one. I'm not going to bore you with just showing you painting, this stuff. And here we have here. Now, what you're thinking, what I've made here, which looks like a bench, which it could be a bench, but it's not actually. It's a TV stand, a long TV stand. And I'm going to have this in my own house. This is to upgrade from the one we've currently got. And we wanted this sort of rough and ready look to it, which I think with the combination of the stain and the hard wax oil brought it out perfectly. So we've got a large telly. So this is 160 centimeters long, which the telly comes right to the end, and it's made to measure. But I've actually used some of that old wood up, so which is good really. So anyway, that's that, and please show your support, subscribe to our channel. If you like me talking, that's good. If you like music, let me know.